Here is the one thing that great athletes from the high school to the college level, I would even say the professional level, are doing that you are not. They consistently say no. They consistently have created boundaries and actually guardrails within their lives, both for their time and attention, to be able to say no to things that do not help them be at their best. And the thing is that going into this next year, the thing that is holding you back is the thing that you keep saying yes to. The thing that you continuously say yes to, even though you know for a fact that it's not helping you. And what you need to be able to do is you need to actually go through an audit and be able to say, what are the things that I am saying yes to that are not aligned with my athletic performance, where I'm trying to go, what I'm trying to do? Because the greatest athletes, the athletes that are able to actually perform consistently at their best or bring out their best, are the ones that are able to say no. And here's why no is so important. No actually creates boundaries and protects your time and your attention. Because time is the one thing that you're never going to get back. All right? If you reflect back on 2024 right now, I'm sure you have things like you wish you would have done if you had more time. Or you wish you would have done if you would have given more attention to it. And the thing that I want you to do is I want you to actually pause and reflect and say, what are the things that took that time away from me? What are the things that I gave attention to that really didn't help me be at my best that I need to not give attention to? Everybody will tell you, hey, do more of this, right? Do more of that. Our society is fully engulfed with do more, do more, do more, do more. And don't get me wrong, like, you're going to have to work hard. You're going to have to do things, and you're going to have to go and do extra, whatever that thing is. But you got to be able to have the juice. You got to be able to have the mental capacity to be able to do the extra. The thing is that you want to be uncommon. You want to do things that are not average, but yet you're hanging around and doing the things that average people are doing. And there's no way that you're going to be able to get the most out of your athletic pursuit if you continue to do the same things that everybody else is doing, all right? At the end of the day, no is a complete sentence. And when you are extremely clear on what you want and where you want to go, the next step to that is not just to simply focus on that and not just to simply take action and keep adding action to that, but to be able to pause and audit and say, what are the things that I'm doing right now that actually aren't building towards that? And so this year, as you're going into 2025, audit yourself. Create a list of people you're going to start saying no to, things you're going to start saying no to, activities that you're going to start saying no to, that when you look at them and you actually ask yourself, is this beneficial? Is this aligned? Is this pushing me towards where I want to go? You can actually evaluate and say, no, it's not, right? And the thing I want you to really encourage you with today is that you don't need to give an explanation. You don't need to be able to tell these people or these different things to say, well, actually, because if they understand you and they're on your team, they're going to get it. They're going to get this is what you're trying to strive for. They're going to get that this is what you're trying to do. They're going to support you in that. The people that need an explanation are the people that are actually just trying to grab your attention and take more from you than they're actually willing to give. And I want to preface all of this with there's going to be some give and take, but understand that at the end of the day, people that achieve greatness, there's a level of selfishness to this, and not in a way that takes from other people, but they understand that in order to be at their best, they have to take care of themselves to be at their best. And when they're at their best, they're able to lead and help others be at their best. Go into this year, take a moment, pause, and be able to reflect and say, what do I need to start saying no to? What is taking too much time and attention? What is taking too much of my energy and capacity to keep pushing towards the goals and the things that I want? What are the things that I continually find myself sucked into that are not aligned with my values and where I'm trying to go? Create the space, because when you create the space is when things can develop and grow. But without creating that space, there is no opportunity for growth and development. So this year, as you're going into it, create that list, create that boundary, be able to say, what are the things I'm going to say no to, all right? And then start taking action and being able to relentlessly say no to those things. The thing is that these athletes know, and I would just say any individual trying to achieve something incredible, something great or uncommon, they understand that every time they say yes, they're saying no to something else. And every time they say yes to things that aren't important to them or aligned with where they're trying to go or the values that they embody, then they're saying no to those things that they do ultimately desire, that they do value and embody. The no is actually, again, going back to the beginning thought, is it's creating space. So here's a great example. Like, if I'm saying no to staying up late, then I'm able to say yes to getting up and working out and having a good meal before my workout. If I say no to going out on a Saturday night, then I'm able to say yes to being home with my family, which is something that I deeply matter. If I say no to going into the gas station every time I get gas to get some snack or something like that, then I can say yes to a good family meal where we get to go out and have a nice dinner, right? If I say no to these certain things, then it actually gives me more of what I ultimately want. And so if I'm an athlete or if I'm somebody trying to achieve something great, I can use that same, not even idea, but principle in my life, that if I say no to the things that maybe might be 10 cents or a quarter or $1, then I start being able to say yes and create more space for the things that are worth $100, $1,000, $1 million, right? And so for you, you might be reflecting, what are some things that I can say no to? Well, who are the people that when you have conversations with, you walk away feeling empty and drained? Or feeling like you have to defend the things that you're doing or why you operate the way that you do. Maybe it's the fact that, like, you have people in your life that every time they text you, they expect you to text you right back. Like, hey, I text you, why didn't you text me right back? Like, those are the people that, like, they just want your time and attention, but they might not be giving things back to you that help you go to where you want to go. All right? Maybe it's the fact that, like, on any given night, you need to say no to staying up and scrolling through TikTok. You need to say no to certain types of foods that you know when you eat it, you wake up feeling like trash. You need to say no to the fact that staying up late and doing X, Y, or Z makes it so you can't wake up early and do the things that you need to do, like get into the weight room first thing in the morning, right? Like, all of these things, you can connect the dots, and each of us have these things in our life that we can reflect on and be able to say. For me, I found that there's certain people within my life that I interact with that as soon as a specific phrase is said, like, I know it's no longer a two-way conversation. It's actually one way, and I don't have time for that, right? There's certain people that I've actually ended up cutting out of my life because they don't see me how I see me, and they don't see the goals that I have, and they're not willing to invest or encourage me or spur me on. If anything, they're trying to trip my feet up so I stay where they are, right? These are all examples of areas that we can say no to actually get us to where we want to go. And if you are an athlete or you are somebody trying to achieve something uncommon, you got to stop hanging out with the common people. You got to start raising your floor and your standards so that you can then break through that ceiling. Because if you don't do that, you're going to keep rolling around in the dirt with the people that you're keeping company with right now. And again, it's not that these people are bad. It's that they're not built like you. They're not trying to do what you're trying to do. They don't have the dreams and goals that you have. And if by you achieving and striving for these things are not inspiration to them to do the same, then they're not the kind of people that you ultimately want to be around. See, the thing is that the average person focuses on the time. And not just the time that they have, but also the time that they don't have. But what champions do, what actually people that end up doing great things, incredible things, that end up bringing everything they have to the thing that they're doing, what they figure out how to do is leverage their attention, leverage their focus, right? It's the mind that they actually are able to leverage to be at their best. By figuring out the things that you need to say no to, you give yourself space to better leverage your mind and attention. That's what champions do.